Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Addison Wass, the president of the City Band Board, and on behalf of the band, I would like to welcome you to our second to last concert of 2026 here in Chautauqua Park. Summer's really kind of flown past us. Throughout the summer, I've been providing fun facts about the United States in honor of its 250th birthday, and tonight I have a couple of fun facts about American innovations I'd like to share. This is one many would know, but the successful powered flight was first achieved by the Wright brothers, two men from North Carolina. Both the first artificial heart and the first computer were built by Americans, and one everyone knows is, of course, the United States was the first country to have one of its citizens walk on the moon. There's a long list of other American innovations, but those are just a couple of my favorites. Our MC for this evening will be Mike Wall, and our intermission entertainment will be provided by Bill Keitel. Thank you again for coming, and I hope you enjoy the concert.
What a great way to put you in a good mood. I just live 7 blocks from here in what many of you know as the old Benson Funeral Home. We call it the Wilson House. And then I just work 5 blocks away from here in what some of you know as the S&L Garage. We call it Mike Wohl Investment Office. Right at the top of what some of you know as Campbell Soup Hill. We call it Mike Wohl Hill, right? Since Campbell Soup Hill isn't there anymore. So history is of great interest to me. It provides inspiration, perspective, and lessons. So this evening I plan to share some brief histories about the park and about my history. But first, it's about music. So what body part is the most musical? Well, it's the nose, because you can blow it or pick it. Tough way to start, huh? Yeah. We're gonna really start with Peace Jubilee. We begin with Peace Jubilee March from the talented American bandmaster Carl King. King was a master of weaving melodies and counter melodies together to create exciting compositions. Peace Jubilee was written to commemorate the joyous end of World War II and the soldiers' return home. This march has been a favorite tune across the country for almost 70 years with its magical brass fanfares. It was featured as part of the Heritage of the March series, a collection of America's most popular marches. In 2007, James Swearington arranged this energizing march for modern concert band instruments. Please sit back and tap your toe to Carl King's Peace Jubilee. I love a great story, and we have several in Chautauqua Park, great historical stories. One of my favorite is the two tamarack trees over here. The tamarack trees are in the center of the park. They're not native to Worthington. They're native to upstate New York, northern Minnesota. They're really rare in Worthington. There is one other place that the tamarack tree is featured, and that's on the House of the Dayton lawn. There's a picture from 1890 of George Dayton, in fact, planting that tamarack tree. That's 136 years ago. And I think these trees are about the same size. So I love at least the potential story, though we don't have it documented, that the two tamaracks here in Chautauqua Park were originally planted by George Dayton. Another great story is the Irish Party in Third Class. You want to tap your toes when we transport you back in time with the Irish Party in Third Class. It's a combination of John Ryan's polka and Blarney Pilgrim brought to life by an incredible Celtic rock band, Gaelic Storm. You might recognize this tune from the 1997 blockbuster movie Titanic. Gaelic Storm appears in the movie during the unforgettable dancing scene in the ship's steering section. Since then, Gaelic Storm has become a global sensation, releasing 15 albums, including their 2025 release, Northampton Pickup. They tour across the country every summer, bringing their electrifying performance to fans everywhere. So let the music sweep you away and enjoy the lively Irish Party in Third Class. Makes me want to go on a cruise. The stories in Chautauqua Park, again, to staying with that history theme a bit, are all over the place. You're too far away to see it, but I have a brochure here from 1909. It's entitled Worthington Chautauqua. It was the fourth season. So Chautauqua events began in 1905 in the park. These events took place for 9 days. And people would rent tents and rent cots and stay in the park. They'd rent chairs. I think, just to give you an idea, you could rent a walled tent for $3. Mail was delivered to the park twice a day and picked up. Speakers, there were 15 speakers or performers over those 12 days, including William Jennings Bryan, who was described in the brochure as a moral figure that American statesman has, no taller moral figure has American statesmanship produced than George Washington. So quite a performance of history in Chautauqua over the years. It's continued with our band today. So let's take a trip down memory lane to the golden age of rock and roll with the Everly Brothers in 1958. All I Have to Do Is Dream. Remarkably, the duo required just 2 live takes in the studio to complete this recording. It became a historic success, making the first time a single ever topped every Billboard chart at once. The song's legacy remains powerful, earning the number 121st spot on the Rolling Stones 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. Brandi Carlile performed this at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a tribute to the late Don Everly. We invite you to dream as you hum along with this nostalgic melody. All I have to do is dream. When I look out, I can still see Albert sitting over on the corner with his 3-wheel bike. I biked here tonight. I try to bike to work just about every day. I see several bikes. I pulled a stat up today. 0.5% of Worthington residents bike to work, according to the U.S. Census. 5% of Minneapolis residents bike to work. So we may have some catching up to do or some encouragement to happen. But perhaps that's part of the statistic that 12.4% of all stats are made up. So we don't know that for sure. Next up, the band takes our audience on a beautiful journey through nature with Carl Stroman's Eagle Lake March. Stroman is an amazing composer who loves to paint pictures with music, showcasing the incredible natural beauty of America, from one coast to the other. You might even remember some of his other amazing pieces like Cumberland Cross or Sundance that we played earlier in the summer. Born in 1939, Straumann is one of the most popular composers of the concert bands worldwide. This piece, Eagle Lake March, was written especially for a South Carolina band in 2002. It featured a memorable melody intertwined with wonderful counter melodies, leading to a harmonious ending. We invite you to relax by our lake as you listen to the Straumann's Eagle Lake March. mentioned Albert earlier. There's a bench about halfway in the middle on this side that says, in Albert's memory, says, "Hi, friend." Always a special sentiment Albert had for all of us. There's no better friend to our community than our intermission performer tonight, Bill Keitel. Many of you know Bill's story, and it's a lengthy one to tell. He's a craftsman, business owner, musician, mentor, advocate, journalist. But one story you maybe haven't heard is he's got an elaborate tree house in his backyard, one that's adjustable and grows with the tree. And it was just a few years back that Bill hosted another Bill Pierce, as he traveled from Mexico to Canada, writing a book on bicycle called Riding in the Springtime. I think you maybe even had a beer with Bill up in the treehouse that day. So with that, our intermission, Bill Keitel.
Hey, thanks, John. We're going to adjust that just a little bit. If it's annoying, it's brought to you by John Nordell. If it's musical and melodic.
There we got it.
Audio? I'm excited to be here. And I did this a few years ago. I'm always excited to come back. And what I'd like to do is have you all give a warm round of applause to Mike Wool and the amazing Worthington City Band. I couldn't afford an all wood, one of those really fancy guitars, but I got one that's mostly wood, and I had to melt down some pop cans to to finish it off. It's called a Resophonic guitar. It was invented by the Dopera brothers back in 1927, and it was the most popular type of guitar for 10 years. It was used by 5 different ethnomusicological cultures. It was used by country and western, it was used by blues players, it was used by Hawaiians to play lap style. It was used by people from Trinidad, and it was eclipsed 10 years later by a brand new invention. The reason it was invented was it projects the sound a little bit louder. And it was at a time when big bands were coming onto the scene. And 10 years later, it was eclipsed by a brand new invention called the electrical guitar. I want to go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. I want to be with all the Connors and Mahinis that I knew long ago. I want to hear those Hawaiians playing on the beach of Honolulu. I want to hear those Hawaiians saying, Koma Pai Noka Ua Ika Hali Welakahawa, won't be long till I get my ship back to Kona. It's a grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me I'm just a little wine and I hope Scotty boy, and I want to go back to my fishing boy. I want to go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. Where the hula hula nuka nuka wah ah ah, where the hula hula nuka nuka wah ah go swimming by. I want to go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. I want to be with all the Connors and Mahinis that I knew long ago. I want to hear those Hawaiians playing on the beach of Honolulu. I want to hear those Hawaiians saying, Koma Mai Noka, sing along with me. Koma Mai Noka Ua Ika Hali Welakahawa, won't be long till I get my ship back to Kona. It's a grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me I'm just a little wine and a homesick island boy, and I want to go crash at Gallagher, Hawaii. Where the huma huma nuka nuka wah ah ah. Where the huma huma nuka nuka wah ah ah. Where the huma huma nuka nuka wah ah go swimming by. Thank you very much. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting in row 14 for the first time. I went to a Bob Dylan concert. And the reason I paid such big bucks for that row 14, even though he's 84 years old, you know, I was hoping he'd use my money for, possibly for vocal lessons. I'm not sure if that's going to come to fruition or not, but we had a fun time. Here we go. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on our Ritz? Well, different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits, putting on our Ritz. Well, dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper, super duper. Come, let's mix with Rockefellers, walk with sticks and their umbrellas in their mitts, putting out our Ritz. Well, if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on our Ritz. Well, dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper, super duper. Come, let's mix with Rockefellers, walk with sticks and their umbrellas in their mitts, putting on our Ritz. They go by my house at 50 miles an hour. I want to stop, I want to scream, I want to holler. Going down the streets and even through the ditches, I shake my fist, say, slow down here. Woo! Well, this is a story about Minnie the Moocher. You know, she was a hoochie coocher. She was the toughest frail. Well, Minnie had a heart that was big as a whale. Hidey, 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 ho. Hey, 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 hey. Hidey, 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 ho. Hey, 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 hey. Not too bad, not too bad. You know, my wife warned me about you folks. They said, hey, they won't be singing here. They won't be responding. Well, thanks for responding. I don't mean to prove my wife wrong, but there you have it. She fell in love with the King of Sweden. He gave her everything that she was needing. Filled with gold and diamonds and steel and a platinum car with a diamond wheel. Here we go. Hidey, 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 ho. Hey, 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 hey. Hidey, 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 ho, ho. Hey, 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 hey. She gave her townhouse and his racing horses. Each meal she gave was a dozen courses. All filled with gold and diamonds and steel and a platinum car with a diamond wheel. Well, Minnie had herself a reflecting pool. It was the prettiest pool that you've ever seen. She painted patriotic blue, and unfortunately it turned a vibrant green. that's the story about Minnie the Moocher. You know, she was a hoochie coocher. She was the toughest frail. Well, Minnie had a heart that was big as a whale. Like last time, oh, hi, ho. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope my friends in the Worthington City Band have had just enough of a rest and take it away.
And how about for the dancers over here on the lawn? Very good. Nice job. Hey, so it's after the intermission. That means the Candy March. It's time for the march. Kids of all ages, we invite you to march along with the band during our next song. Meet by the front of the stage, ready to march, thanks to Southwest Hearing Technologies and Jason Boats State Farm Insurance Agency for supporting our Candy Parade this season. It's a little warm tonight, little nicer than it's been maybe. During this warm weather, we like to grill. I'm sure many of you do as well. My wife, she always wants pickles, though when we grill. So we buy them in bulk because we get a pretty good dill. So. All right, so let's get on to the entertainment part. Many of our audience members are familiar with the catchy tune Do Re Mi from the popular Roger and Hammerstein's musical, The Sound of Music, my mom's favorite. The original Broadway production won 5 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, and the 1965 film adaptation won 5 Academy Awards. The musical tells the story of Maria, who takes a job as a governess in a large family while she decides whether to become a nun. While she's there, however, she falls in love with the children and eventually with the widowed father, Captain Von Trapp. Maria uses this next song to teach the musical scale to the Von Trapp children who are learning to sing for the very first time. We invite you to sing along as we play Do Re Mi. So what do you think, Lost? Did that put you in the mood? So I mentioned history of Chautauqua Park, a little couple references to Worthington perhaps, a little quick history on me. I've been working as an investment advisor for 36 years. Yeah, I know you're supposed to say, no. When I got started in 1989, the Dow was at 2,700. Today it's 53,000. Amazing what a little time does. What's also interesting to me was some of the stocks that make up the Dow. There's 30 stocks in the Dow. It's a changing list over time. In 1989, that list included Eastman Kodak, Sears and Roebuck, Bethlehem Steel, and the ever-powerful Woolworths. Things change, right? Our next number transports us to Ireland with its scenic countryside and deep-rooted history. Oh, My Heart Belongs to Ireland by James Swearingen includes a melodic euphonium solo performed by A.J. Wass. A.J., I can't even say it, so that's pretty impressive. As you listen, be sure to catch the lively middle section, which features a spirited theme played over the drones of bagpipes and drums. Born in 1947, Swearingen is a prolific composer with over 700 compositions and arrangements reflecting a wide variety of musical styles. Many of his pieces are frequently chosen for contest and festival performances. This particular piece was commissioned by Julie Kuntz and the Westerville, Ohio Concert Band for Kuntz's mother. It premiered in the spring of 2019 and was later performed by the All Ohio State Fair Band. Sit back, relax, and let the music carry you to the heart of beautiful Ireland. What a treat this really is to have in our community in these events. It's great to have our director, Mike Peterson, formerly of the Folda Band fame, now retired, still out stirring up a little trouble, right? Yeah, so that's just, there you go. Staying with the heat theme a bit, why did the pig move into the shade? Well, it was bacon. One more band concert joke. What was Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. All right, back to the music. Many in our audience will remember the opening theme from the TV series The Andy Griffith Show. The show aired on CBS from 1960 to 1968. Each week, viewers turned into the fictional town of Mayberry to be greeted by familiar characters such as Sheriff Andy Taylor, his son Opie, Aunt Bee, Andy's lovable and devoted Deputy Barney Fife, Andy's theme or the song, or the fishing hole, as it was initially titled, was written by Earl Hagen and Herbert Spencer, with Earl whistling the beginning of the tune. Soon after, the duo parted ways. Earl composed theme songs for the Dick Van Dyke Show, I Spy, and the Mod Squad, while Spencer found success in orchestras of films such as Scrooge, Jesus Christ Superstar, Star Wars Trilogy, Superman, and Home Alone. Quite accomplishments. Let your nostalgia carry you away as you whistle along to our next song, Andy's Theme. In times of so much turmoil and events around the world, it's great to take a moment and just celebrate some patriotism. So to close out our performance this evening, we're going to celebrate our blessings. We have a spectacular patriotic melody arranged by the legendary music educator and composer Eric Osterling. Osterling's musical journey began at just age 14 as a professional pianist. He dedicated over 3 decades to music education, transforming his Connecticut high school band into one of the finest assemblies in the East. Osterling also became an award-winning composer renowned for writing music that perfectly captures the heart of the spirit of American concert bands. Please sit back and enjoy this stirring melody featured I'm an American, Battle Hymn of the Republic, and America the Beautiful. This will be followed by the Star Spangled Banner to conclude our concert.
Yep, God bless America. 250, that's pretty darn good. Wow, and then there was one more. Michael, come on up here. Big hand for Mike here. I was going to tell him before the concert that, he keeps dressing like that. People are going to mistake him for a band director.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you again.
No beat though.
Thank you again. And Bill, always a treat. Always a treat. It is so much fun. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing your talents, sir. Appreciate it. And you can brag to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, Bob Dylan, and they'll go, who? But we know. That's exactly right. And you guys, thanks for coming. What a great night in the park. About 11 this morning, I wasn't anticipating this kind of temperature whatsoever. It was tough on the golf course. Yes. Again, one concert, one more to go. Next week, Wednesday. Hopefully the good Lord will smile on us for weather again that's conducive to maintaining this tradition of band concerts in the park. Not only in our city, but all over the place. What a fantastic tradition. And we will close with our tradition, America the Beautiful, and Star Spangled Banner. Thanks again.